What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today got my hands on the AirPods 2nd generation. These are the new AirPods Pro, not the 3rd gen AirPods. So these do have some upgraded features from the 1st gen AirPods Pro. To give some context, I've been using the AirPods 1st gen since release day, and I'm so glad they actually released these, and I was looking forward to them because I wasn't really fancying the 3rd generation AirPods. So I decided to get these as soon as they came out to replace my old aging AirPods Pro 1st gen, because that battery life and the sound quality was just not up to par with what it was when it was new. But overall, not a lot has changed for these. A lot of the features that have changed are in the actual AirPods itself. But from the outside, they added a couple of new sensors for recognition when it's in your ear. And they also added this nice touch sensor so you can turn the volume up and down whenever you need so. So before, you had an actual force sensor on the 1st gens that you could press down to activate Siri, change the different modes for noise cancellation or transparency. But now you also have a sliding sensor on the actual stem of each AirPod so that you can turn your volume up and down, which is a great feature. And it's kind of like the AirPods Max, where you have that little crown dial, but this time you have an actual touch sensor to do that. So they're bringing that over to this line. One of the best things that I had with these AirPods 2nd generation is the fact that it has MagSafe. So I pretty much use MagSafe all across the board, on my desk, my nightstand, at my work. So this is great because I can just prop them on there and they magnetically attach, not having to worry if the AirPods are charging or not. And then you also still have the ability to charge it with Lightning. Yep, it's Lightning still, no USB-C. But you do have that second ability if you're not a fan of MagSafe or just have not invested any time and money into getting a MagSafe charger. But overall, this is a great addition. They did introduce MagSafe to the old generation with a new charging case, but it didn't natively have it from start. So this is cool that all of the 2nd generations have MagSafe. One thing I wanted to bring up is that the tips, I believe, have changed a little bit from the 1st generation. I was using the medium default tips on the old gens, but for some reason I had to go with the larger size on this generation to get that good seal when I'm listening to music with a lot of bass, and I just want to sound like it's fully in my ear compared to it coming out sometimes. So I have moved over to the large tips with this generation. Just keep that in mind if you feel kind of different when using these compared to the 1st gen. But this definitely sorted all of my issues with the music and them falling out of my ears when I'm at the gym. So do not forget that those exist. They're at the bottom of the packaging, and they are a great addition if you need to get that good seal when using these AirPods Pro. But overall, the music quality is great. The bass is a lot crisper and better than before, and they're a bit louder as well. Like, they've done a really good refinement on the sound quality. I can't really judge that well because, I'm not an audiophile, but from my personal experience, they sound a lot better than the 1st gens. If you want to make sure that your ear tips are the correct size, then you can definitely run this test that Apple includes in the Bluetooth settings of the AirPods. So it plays a little noise in your ears while you have them in there, and it tells you if the fit is good. It's using various sensors to determine that. And once you get a good fit, you're good to go. Like I mentioned with the medium tips, I was not getting that. So one of the cool things that they added on this gen is this lanyard hole, which is kind of great and kind of not as well, because I really do not use this. But I've seen a lot of people get third-party cases that have a lanyard loop, and they put a loop on there so they can hold on their wrists or attach it to a backpack. But as you can see in my case right now, I'm attaching this little loop. That way I can attach it to a book bag with a little clasp at the end, which that is kind of great. Instead of them just being at the bottom of your backpack, you can attach them to something inside your backpack so they're easily accessible, or on the outside of your backpack if you desire to do that. But overall, it's kind of cool that this was included. I'm not sure if a lot of people requested this from Apple or if they were interested in having this in the new generation, but it's cool that they've added this. The ability for some users to use this is great for carrying these AirPods case. But overall, the case hasn't changed much. There are speaker holes on the bottom now that allow you to use different functions and play sound through those speaker holes, which that is the best addition to this AirPods Pro, because I just love the fact that, you know, you have the speakers, you use Find My, which is one of the best things, like I mentioned, that they could have added to this generation. But now they natively have the Find My function, so now you can look for the AirPods and it can tell you exactly where they are. You can play a sound just like you can on an AirTag if you're familiar with AirTags, and when you play that sound, you're able to find the AirPods Pro. This is great. Can't even explain how many times I've put them somewhere and I didn't know where they were. Yeah, they had Find My before, but I couldn't ping them. I could ping the actual individual AirPods, but not the actual case. So this is really great that they included this, and they're finally thinking of ways to add AirTag functionality to different Apple products, which I really enjoy. But overall, the controls are very similar to how the AirPods first gen for the Pros worked. You can choose between noise cancellation off or transparency mode. I usually keep it on transparency unless I am on an airplane or something where I need noise cancellation. And I've tested them on the airplane and they actually were great. They were a lot better compared to the AirPods first gen. I used both on the same flight to just verify if there's a difference, and there's definitely a difference with the noise cancellation. I feel like it's actively adapting to the environment compared to the old ones where they just go into this one mode and don't really adapt, but this time they actually do. But I usually keep it on transparency mode for the rest of the time being when I'm using the AirPods. And here you can actually set up, just like the old gen, the touch sensor to act for different modes if you want to activate Siri, or if you want to go ahead and change your noise control settings, which is great as well if you want that quick access instead of going to the actual iPhone and you're out and about and don't want to worry about changing different settings. So that is really cool. One thing I also wanted to mention is the spatial audio. Now that you can have that immersive experience with your AirPods, you can activate that also in the Bluetooth settings of the AirPods. Overall, great addition to the AirPods lineup. I'm glad this upgrade came out, and I'm definitely a fan, and I use this daily, so I can definitely recommend these second generation AirPods. If you liked my quick, what's new video of these AirPods, then definitely give me a thumbs up on the video. Leave some comments down below, and I'll definitely answer your questions if you have any. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Zanif Tech is out.